Hey,
there we are.
How are ya?
I cannot believe we've done 100 of these.
Well, we haven't. We've only done 99.
Okay, I can't believe this is our 100th one.
But it is the 100th time that we are gathered together to talk about movies. And yeah, so this is kind of, well, it's a special night, but it's not a special night. It's just a regular night. We're going to talk movies. We're going to do what we always do. So
Yes.
if you haven't joined us before, this is a great chance to join in. You've only missed the first 99 episodes.
Right. And also I rushed really quickly to put the link in it's EriDanShow.com tonight instead of EriDanLive.com.
Oh, interesting.
That's what happened. I put it under EriDanShow.com.
Well, I thought the problem might have been is that instead of going to GoDaddy, you went to GoMummy.
See, that's exactly. I was GoMummy, and it was actually Billy Mummy. That's the even craziest part.
Whoa!
I know. I went.
That is crazy.
It made no sense.
That is why. So if you go to EriDan's show, it will no longer take you to our Facebook page. It will take you to the link for tonight's show. It's so confusing, but still so convenient for people to join in the conversation as we talk movies and pick next week's movie.
Not a problem at all. Barely an inconvenience.
Barely an inconvenience, unless you're used.
Unless that doesn't work either. I think that's the mistake I made because I just went into GoDaddy and I'm like, oh wait, this is
user error.
Yeah,
it happens. It happens to everybody, but that's all right. I think everybody who needs the link has gotten the link to get to join us, and so hopefully we'll hear from more of our friends tonight, and we'll talk about the Mummy franchise. Should be kind of exciting. So we should bring in some of our guests.
Don't you want to talk about don't you do the movie thing first, or do we do that after?
Well, usually I bring that up once everybody's in because there's comments about what we're watching.
Oh,
but I mentioned that we're going to watch the Mummy. We're talking about mummies.
All right.
Is that enough?
Sure.
I mean, I'm ready. All right, let's do it.
Speaking of Wiggy. Mommy.
What's good?
Hey, it's your daddy. No, what's up?
Oh, you're my daddy or am I your daddy? I'm confused now.
No, I don't know. That's the question. These questions and more will be answered next week.
on soap.
Soap. I do miss soap. Speaking of, I'm not even going there. Let's say hello to somebody else.
And now, the soap report.
Good evening.
Hello. How are things in the Irish Spring?
It is the Irish
stream of consciousing now.
It's almost the Irish summer.
I'm not soap. I know that's all I had. It was the best I could do.
Speaking of the best you can do.
One ring to rule the moon. One ring to fight.
It's Brittany.
Brittany and Richard. Oh yeah, here we
The
go.
whisper on that got me.
Right, look at those finger guns. It's an
throwing
amazing night. And Richard, of course, this is why we wanted to wait for Richard to get in here before we actually talked about the movies, since he is responsible for this amazing double feature of Brendan Fraser-ness. And you guys have the lights going on in the background there. That looks so good.
They're modding for a streaming background, probably.
They're
Yeah.
in the brain trust up there in the
I thought they're mining for crypto or something.
They're the guy in the heist movie that's down in front of the computer terminal, rapidly trying to unlock the inner vault while the action people are fighting through the guards.
The guy in the chair.
And they're like, wait, hold on. I'm in.
Hey, could you enhance that photo?
Reverse the polarity.
All I gotta do is blah blah blah. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Mumminess. I guess I don't think we have to discuss too much the order that we're going to talk about these movies.
Well, speaking of orderly.
I pushed the wrong button. I recognize Reagan is not with you.
In spirit.
Yeah. She's trying to get in upstairs, but
hiding in the background.
I missed the donkey already.
Yeah, you have to go to EriDan's show this week if you didn't hear.
we didn't hear.
Technical error.
Or
So yes, you have to head to EriDan's show if you want to talk about the Mummy. So let's talk about the Mummy. 1999, the sands will rise, the heavens will part, the power will be unleashed. Starring Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, and a cast of thousands. Mostly written by Stephen Sommers, directed by Stephen Sommers. $80 million budget, $416 million worldwide. Critics 61, audience 75. And oh look, we do have. Oh, we get a pull out this one. I haven't done this one for a while.
To infinity and beyond.
There's Reagan.
That's the first time I've ever seen that one. That was awesome.
I know it's been a long time since we pulled that out. So welcome. And look at the cool room you're in. Look at the look at all this.
No, look, there's even
You need to decorate. You really need to decorate. It's just too plain.
Where's your monument to Brendan Fraser? Okay. All right. Well, we gotta go to Richard and ask why Richard chose your first double feature ever, and you went with the Double Mummies. What's up?
I mean, first off, big Brendan Fraser fan for a long time. I mean, George of the Jungle, Monkey Bones, right? Like classics. What's up? Journey in the Center. That's a good
Blast
one.
from the
Not one of
Past.
my favorites, but yeah. And so these movies, I just remember watching them when I was younger, and I always loved them. Just the first two. I did watch the other ones. Like, you know, there's a whole bunch more. There's like 3 or 4 more movies, and I didn't like any of the other ones, but I do remember like these two, and I've seen them multiple times.
Brendan Fraser is only in these 2, correct?
No, he's in the third.
Oh, he's in the third.
He's in the third, as is the guy who plays Jonathan.
Wow.
But
The
not
Rachel
Tom
Weisz
Cruise
isn't in
one.
the third one.
Interesting.
Isn't the Tom Cruise one the third one?
That's what I
No,
thought.
that's the fourth one.
Oh,
Well, it depends if you count the Scorpion King as you know, where you place that in order too. But yeah,
Well, that's true. That makes there's a lot, and there's a lot of the Scorpion King movies which came out of this, right? I think there's like 5 of those,
Yeah.
Wow.
but only 1 or 2 starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Or really bad computer rendition of him.
really bad.
oh my God!
Bad.
Holy crap!
Yeah, we'll get to that. We got to discuss that. But starting with this movie, you know, sort of Indiana Jones vibe, trying for the humor / horror / thrilling adventure. I'm not very horror.
A little bit of hacking.
A little bit of horror, but not a lot.
No.
A little bit of
In
plagiarism.
fact, a lot of horror shadows in this movie. Like, wow, we don't want to do the CGI of showing somebody get stabbed, but let's show the shadow of somebody getting stabbed.
80 million
Or
only
stabbing
goes so
themselves.
Or stabbing themselves. Much more scarier in shadow and cheaper. And very little blood when people would stab themselves.
far. A lot of people died, but very little blood.
And the shadows reminded me of the Seinfeld episode when George got caught and his mother was in the hospital under traction, and the girl's getting a sponge bath.
Oh my!
And you see the outline, and then he goes back in, and it's a guy getting a sponge. Yeah, I think they stole that from Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's very Austin Powers with the shadows.
Holding the coconuts, right?
That's right, exactly. But well, what's interesting to me is one thing that I didn't remember out of this movie is how casually Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz just kill many people.
Like I said, there's a lot of death. Yeah.
I mean, but usually your heroes are not the one. I mean, unless it's John Wick, the hero is not necessarily so
or
casual.
Uma Thurman.
Well, true, yeah. So
I'm not gonna lie, I might accidentally talk about the wrong movie because normally with the double features aren't so
Just make this one big
It
movie.
looks like one long movie.
In fact, yeah, we'll get to that's one of my criticisms of the second movie.
Yes.
You know, and unfortunately, I feel like the second movie does taint the first movie a little bit. Unfortunately,
Yes.
I wouldn't say that, but this, yeah, the first movie is clearly the better of the two. I think most people would agree with that.
Interesting.
I'm assuming this was nobody's first time seeing the movie. Was it?
Don't remember seeing all of the second one.
Wade.
I haven't seen any of them at all.
Really? You watched them this week?
Yeah, I watched some. We watched the first one for sure, and then we got halfway through the second one, and I will never finish it. That's all I'm gonna say. Ever. I could be dying, and I
You didn't even get to the fun CGI part.
No.
Oh, you didn't. Yes, you didn't get to see the last 15 minutes with the CGI rock. Oh man,
and the creatures running through the
worth it to watch just to the end of that.
I think that was the last 45 minutes.
So, Reagan, let's hear your thoughts on the first movie.
Okay, so I do not like Indiana Jones. I will start there, and I thought that this compared to Indiana Jones was really good. Because I feel like that's what they wanted Indiana Jones to kind of be like, to have like an actual, oh, here's this fun thing that they're gonna do, and Indiana Jones is just Harrison Ford walking around. Like, it did not. It was really boring to me. And this one wasn't as boring to me, but I don't know. I'm not like a big monster movie person. I'm not like an alien movie person. Like, and especially if you pull in all this weird like curses and all this stuff like that. Like, I just don't care about that stuff. So I didn't get phased at all by this movie. I was just like, wow. That's it. This would not have bothered me at all. I was like,
movie, yeah.
I literally expect this for this movie. Like, that's what I expected the whole time. I was like, wow, this is actually not as lame as I thought. So
wow. That's well, what about Stacy and Wade? I mean, it's your first time too.
I feel like I have seen it before. There were things that were familiar, and I don't remember.
Well, if you saw Raiders of the Lost Ark,
yeah, but I don't know. It was familiar because I like Brendan Fraser, but I thought that they were older movies, and they weren't. And around the time these came out, I was having babies, so I don't think we went to see them. So I don't know what was familiar.
And I'll throw this out now. And I even posted a link to the video because I do remember when they used to run this promo on Comedy Central. He is very specific. It is not pronounced Fraser. It's Fraser.
Fraser.
Oh. Well, I had no idea.
And it's not Brandon.
It's Brendan.
Yes,
that is true.
I do that a lot. So.
He does that.
I couldn't tell if this movie was trying to be mostly funny or mostly action or mostly scary. That's my one complaint. That's it. It was so back and forth.
But why does it have to be one of those?
It doesn't have to be, but it was so
Could have been
bipolar.
at least one of them.
It was so. It was just bipolar between them all, and I was like, "Oh, this is getting."
It was bipolar between the three.
And then
of them.
somebody made a joke, and I was like, "Oh, where it's not getting action back."
It was
like
tripolar.
Brendan Fraser is definitely a comedian by trade, so like the movie had to be funny, like no matter which way you slice it. So I think it was probably more family oriented.
I wouldn't go with comedian by trade.
I don't know if I'd say family.
Given that the scarabs crawling under the skin is not exactly.
They didn't pop back out of the skin until the second one, though.
Yeah,
let's be fair.
That is true.
I just had so many problems.
Yeah, well, we'll get to the second one, but the second one definitely was a little more graphic. You know, there was a lot that they didn't show in this movie that that would have made it more disgusting or more horrific. Again, a lot of shadows, a lot of well,
not just the shadows, the foreshadowing, the exposition, the horrible narration.
Yeah,
because they couldn't write well enough.
In fact, all three of the Brendan Fraser movies, all three of his mummy movies, start with a 5 to 10 minute exposition to set up the movie, which is really lazy script writing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you because for every single thing, like it was just like, why are we doing this again? Like my mom thought we were watching the same movie again. Like I was like, this is so lame to me. Like I just expected something like really like
I mean, I liked the first movie, but I just felt that was lazy
fine,
script writing.
That's
I don't know. You know, he's like, "Hey there, little baby sister that's younger than me." When he's, you know, the one guy's talking to Rachel, it's like, okay, so you're telling us that, and then this is like the most evil guy ever, and they bury him, but they have all these ways you can get to him.
Well, but here's the question, right? So you want to punish this guy for doing all this terrible stuff, right? Because you're like, oh my gosh, this guy's terrible. Oh my gosh, he has done so much bad stuff against the Pharaoh. We need to punish him. But oh yeah, asterisk. If anybody ever wakes him up, he'll be the most powerful person in being.
That was that was not
Richard. I was like, wait a minute. So you want to like give him all these powers by like burying him alive? Like, why? That's not a punishment, really.
No, it's sort of like, well, we're gonna gift you some powers. Oh wait, just announced. If you hadn't seen, Harrison Ford, they just announced the Indiana Jones movie.
What a guy.
Is that a new T-shirt?
Oh my!
Yeah, that's what it bothered me. That it's like, wait! You actually wrote this out. That okay? We hated this guy, but don't wake him up.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that it's, you know, it is deliberately a B movie. It is deliberately a movie just trying to be a popcorn movie that you'll enjoy watching. You don't want inconsistencies, but you don't sweat the inconsistencies, that kind of thing. And I think it succeeds at that. You know, there's certainly holes you can punch in it.
Yeah.
But I still think that the charm of Brendan Fraser, I think, really shines through and sort of holds the movie together. Because he's a very likable actor. He really is.
Yeah, he's very likable.
But the guy that plays the mummy, like, has he ever played a nice part in a movie? He just
No,
has that face.
He was a villain for an entire season of 24.
Yeah, I mean, he just has that face.
He was a bad guy in Chuck one time. He took
Here
a
we
pill
go.
to kill himself, and he
Here we
woke
go
up.
But he does have a great expressive face, though. It is
Yes,
impressive.
he does.
Yeah, he
Okay, hold on.
Just like this.
Or the wide open mouth.
Right. I mean, the best scene in the first movie is when the mummy guy, like, you know, the jaw drops and he like screams at Brendan Fraser and he just like yells back at him.
That was a good part. I liked it.
Yep, that was good.
All right, I found one picture of the guy where he doesn't look like a creep.
No, he has a very nice smiling picture on.
Wow, that's weird. I don't like it. Take it
Very
off.
happy.
Yeah.
There's like, hi, would you buy a car for me?
Yeah, it's hair.
Yeah, pretty much.
He was in 3 episodes of Chuck.
He's South African.
There you go.
Yep.
I said this in our little private chat, but I'll say it again. I was shocked by the number of people I recognized in this movie.
Yeah. I was too.
And what's really funny is he's one that I was like, I know him from something else, and I'm going through IMDb and I can't find anything that I would have recognized him in, like maybe like one thing, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, that's right, I've seen him before. Like it had to be this, and I don't like I think I've only seen The Mummy once, and I think I've only seen half of The Mummy Returns before.
I think that shows how iconic this movie was. I mean, for the
I mean, it was a big deal when it came out,
Yeah.
obviously, and it did very well.
How much? 400 and something million.
Yeah, when you're five times your investment at the box office, that's a very good return.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which has
But I agree with Dave
the
that-
unfortunate downside of leading to sequels.
I agree with Dave about the B movie, and it just reminded me of the Sinbad movie from the 40s or 50s.
That was the Scorpion guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the old Ray Harryhausen? You know, like Jason and the Argonauts.
Yes.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes, that's what it reminded me of.
Yep, I agree.
Well, the beginning of the first movie, I started feeling like I was watching Jungle Cruise.
Yes.
Because of the. I mean, it was just like the whole scene. So it was like, okay.
Yeah, it was similar.
Mm-hmm.
I told Richard the same thing. I said they ripped like the Jungle Cruise ripped us off because it's the girl who's super adventurous and into the history, and then the brother who's super high maintenance and needy, and then they go find this, you know, rough around the edges guy who ends up being the love interest later. And
yeah, and clearly they were trying to boot a a franchise with the Jungle Cruise, and I think unfortunately for them it failed.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, they were trying to make
or at
a
least
movie
we hope.
like The Ride, which I'd say it kind of does a job with that.
They were trying to make a movie like The Ride, but they were also trying to make it more family friendly than The Mummy is. So you sort of cut some corners when you do that, and yeah.
The problem with Brendan Fraser is his website. Whatever. Brandon Fraser Crane.
No, yeah, he's never going to be on. He's never going to come on our show.
Look at his website. Like, look at the spacing. I didn't do anything.
Why did he do that?
So I come over. So he's got all the movies he did. So here's 93 to 91.
Encino Man.
93 to 91.
I mean, the 90. Yeah, it goes backwards.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's backwards.
Oh,
it starts
weird.
here, Child of Darkness, and then you go 94 to 97. All right, pretty busy. Kids in the Hall. All right, Glory Days.
So good.
And then you go 98 to 2001.
Yeah, that was his busy period.
And Monsters. The Mummy Returns. The Quiet American. He must not have spoken after The Quiet American.
He had some major health issues.
He did Dudley Do Right,
and
he got really hurt.
Yeah, he had a bunch of psychological stuff too.
He had health issues with major surgeries on his back and things. He had some personal his marriage breakup was financially devastating. He had some real nasty stuff happen.
Yeah.
Oh, and he was blacklisted for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Oh, is he a communist?
No.
He was assaulted from his agent. Like,
yeah.
What was the Journey to the Center of the Earth? He got really jacked up on that one too.
He really got hurt.
He did a bunch of surgeries or something, and they actually had to postpone filming for a while on that one.
Well, he almost apparently, if the trivia is to be believed, he almost died filming the hanging scene in this film.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. He actually stopped breathing, and they had to resuscitate him.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Hey, that's method acting.
Yeah.
Maybe. All right. Well, we should rate this because I know Dan does not have as much time as normal, but we do have a couple of people in the comments, so we will jump through these quick before we do our rating. Adam is there in the comments, checking into his hotel.
Yeah, I did.
You did mention that last week. Sort of questioning some thoughts of Indiana Jones. Rebecca's here. She thought it all paired well together, like a nice Chianti. And then at least the first Mummy was better than the god-awful Tom Cruise Mummy movie.
Well, that doesn't take much.
Adam, did you see that already?
I didn't even bother to go see the Tom Cruise one.
That one was set up to be like they were trying to make a cinematic universe of, the Mummy and Dracula and Frankenstein.
Yeah,
and that was the first one, and it failed.
It bombed, and they abandoned that. Yeah.
All right.
I remember seeing that one in the theater.
Let's throw some numbers at this one so we can start talking about The Rook.
All right.
Your favorite time, which is to throw numbers at a movie.
You guys get to start. Rick and the Mummy.
Well, as I said earlier, I loved these movies growing up. No, they are not like Emmy nominated or Grammy nominated, motion pictures winning tons of awards. But I do really enjoy them. I really love Brendan Fraser's character. I love just his I don't know, he makes me laugh in pretty much all of his movies. So with that being said, I could watch this movie for many years to come. So I give it a 90.
Nice.
All right, sir.
Renee?
Mummy.
I liked it. It was good. Like I said, I think the first time I ever saw it was when he and I were dating. We watched it at his mom's apartment on VHS. And I enjoyed it. I definitely thought it was, super cheesy. The CGI is awful, but surprisingly, the second one is worse, which
so much worse.
Now that's a different, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. There was a couple things that I kind of rolled my eyes at, or I was like, I don't understand this, or giving him all these powers as somebody decides to open his tube, and I was like, okay, that's okay, all right. Yeah. But I enjoyed it. I'd watch it again. It was fun. I'm gonna say 85.
Nice.
All right. Well, might as well keep it in the family. Cody.
That's even more funny now, isn't it, Brittany? That's a side joke. Anyways, I enjoyed this movie. It was the bipolarness that I talked about between bouncing back and forth between, is it an action movie? Is it a scary movie? Is it a comedy? I don't know. And don't get me wrong. Like Rebecca said, it flowed pretty well. It just always caught me off guard when they did it. I wasn't ready for it to switch. I was like, oh, this is getting scary. Funny joke. I was like, dang it. No, like, come on, give me a moment. So I don't want to say it was bad because of that or anything like that. This one was better than the second one. I will say that. Not one that I would probably watch if it was on TV. Not one that I'd probably go out of my way to watch. But if someone was like, hey, we're going to watch this, come hang out. I'd be like, all right, people together watching something, sure. So I'm going to have to give this one a 78. But it was enjoyable.
Numbers are dropping as we're going.
All right, the daddy returns.
It's a pulp movie. It's a popcorn movie. It's a sit down and have fun. Assuming that's of course your genre. If you don't like people dying, if you don't like mythology type movies, you're gonna tune it out and not enjoy it. But to me, the charm of the stars carried the movie. So if you have any enjoyment for this type of movies, and I do, I think most people would like it. I have a lot more comments on the second movie because there's really the first movie just sort of stands on its own. It is what it is. There's not a lot to say about it. It just works, and it's a solid 84 for me.
Nice.
All right, let's go to Rick and the Librarian.
Here we go.
EriDan's out.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
I love that hat, man. I love that hat. You're rocking that hat.
I'm going to. Okay. Well, I'm going to go. I mean, this is the first time I saw it, and really, I mean, it is 20-some years old. So comparing it with what's out there today is probably not real fair. But I'm going to go with the audience on it and give it a 75.
All right.
I like the cheesiness of it because that's what their intention was, and I like that. I liked the setup at the beginning of Evelyn and her brother, and meeting Brendan and all whatever his name is, Rick, meeting all that stuff. But the Egypt stuff, man, I don't like all that stuff. But I like the their adventure getting started and everything. Yeah, this is not my genre, but and I won't watch it again on purpose by any means. I do like
accidentally, maybe.
Yeah, totally by accident.
Maybe.
I walk into a room and
I can sit here and listen, whatever. But I'm going to go with Cody's score and give it a 78 as well.
All right.
Go. I will agree with Dave. Like, there is a charm to it, like he was talking about, and I can see that as somebody who watches movies like mostly from a technical perspective. Like, I either like a movie or hate a movie because of something technical in it. Like, that's just how I watch movies. There was that, like, I can understand why people would like it. I can understand why people thought it was funny, and like what Cody even commented about Rebecca saying was like, it meshes well together, the comedy and the action and the stuff like that. And for the time period, I think like the effects that they used were good. Like I thought that it was cool too, like we talked about with like killing people in a shadow. I saw that in like a super like dark, heavy movie. They did that, and it made it so much more scary to see somebody do that and just hear the person dying. So that's kind of how I was thinking about it. I knew that based on this movie, like they were doing it to save money, and you can tell, but like it just kind of made it a little bit more creepy to me. Some parts of it, whenever they did that, I don't know. I thought for what they were trying to do, like it made it good, but it's not something that I particularly enjoy. So I stick with like a 73, I think.
All right. In the comments, Rebecca is giving it an 88. She says she liked the casting. She thinks Brendan Fraser, Francois is an excellent leading man. The chemistry between he and Rachel Weisz was great. Adam has not yet given it a score. I believe my mother did not watch it this week. I will not comment what she commented.
Okay.
Unless she says it's okay to comment what she commented on, but it was pretty funny.
What did your mummy say about it?
I'll say it later. I am going to say that, I love movies that are written and directed by the same person most of the time. This had so many inconsistencies that made no sense that I realized, okay, this is just like a popcorn, like Dave was saying. This is just, this is a Hollywood blockbuster. Go see the movie, make a ton of money, and go home.
Yeah.
Technically, I thought and I saw it before, and I was like, had I not watched it again, I would have given it a much higher score from my memory. Sadly, I watched it again, and I just had trouble sticking with it. Like I could not. I was like, like how? And I'm like, and there's another one after this, and The Rock is in it.
Well, barely.
Yeah.
Well, a visual effect that looks like The Rock is in it. Yeah. Well, not I. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know you didn't write the movie, Richard, but I'm a 55. It's not. Yeah.
Wow.
It's just I have no interest in ever watching this movie again.
And there, I thought I was going to have the lowest score.
Oh my god. I beat Eric. Wow.
Yeah, you did. How about that?
That's okay. That's where I was.
Adam hasn't voted yet. Keep in mind.
No, that's true. We haven't heard from Adam yet. Here's my. Bottom line is like Brendan BF. What are we going to call his name?
Beaver Falls.
I feel like. The fact that the movie gets any score is because of him. He does so much to carry this movie.
Yeah,
and he is so charming and so awesome. I felt the problem is that even when there were parts of this movie that were supposed to be scary, everything was still so bright.
Yeah,
right? It didn't feel scary.
Oh, it's the desert.
It was so well lit, right? Yep. And it's like you're in a dark, and I get the whole mirrors thing. And when I was 12, I thought that was awesome. But it's like, and I wasn't 12 when this came out. But you know what I mean? It's like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's so clever. But it's like, that's really well lit in there. Like, I'm not buying that. But it's like, so here's these scenes that it's like they could have made really scary if they wanted to. And I know that wasn't what they were going after, but then it felt like it wasn't as scary as maybe they were trying to be. And it wasn't as funny as necessarily they were trying to be. It wasn't, I don't know. For me, it's like if it was any other actor, if it was some actor I didn't know, it would have been really hard to get through. I feel Rachel Weisz was fine, but I feel like she could have been any one of 20 other actresses of the day. Like it wasn't like, oh, she's amazing in this, and she really made her character was very stereotypical. Like, oh, you're such a brute. And it's like, and her brother was the same way. Like, oh, I'm such a doofus.
Yeah,
all this. So I ended up at a 58. So slightly better than Dan. And then there's Adam.
And then came Maude. It was watchable more than I can say about The Mummy Returns. A 47.
47. There
wow, it was watchable and a 47.
But watchable doesn't mean he liked it.
I know, but it's
But wait till
my brain thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, then we'll have to find out what he considers unwatchable. Well, I think some of you found this unwatchable because you didn't finish it. So
who didn't finish The Mummy Returns?
Oh, what?
Reagan didn't finish.
Reagan and
the screenwriter and the screenwriters.
Yeah, that's why I didn't
The Rock.
finish it.
And The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock literally didn't finish it.
Yeah. All right, so let's go. The adventure is reborn. He will rise again. Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, The Rock? Question mark. Steven Sommers, 98 million, but even a bigger gross on the worldwide gross, 435 million. Critics 47. Audience only 63 for The Mummy Returns. The Rock with no dialogue in this movie whatsoever.
His first movie.
His first movie.
His eyebrows.
The Scorpion King, where, honestly, The Scorpion King is a better movie in my memory than this. But I haven't watched The Scorpion King for years. I'm very interested in maybe going and seeking that out because I remember liking The Scorpion King. Not a lot, but at least a little bit. So, all right. So, Mummy Returns. Obviously, we're all back. We got the gang back for another adventure. Here they come, and now we've got a little kid.
Yeah,
and they're married.
You've got Short Round.
Nice.
Wait, I do need to say I'm still rating this. Like, I have to rate this movie. Like,
that's wrong, but that's okay. All right. Well, so
but the second half was the best part.
I was gonna say you totally missed out on some amazing plot development, CGI.
I'm expecting that all of the storyline was exactly like the first movie. You guys were surprised about how like all this random stuff was just suddenly happening, and it's literally to make it over the top. And I expected that. Like everybody was surprised at the first movie, like you guys were talking about. No, I knew that was going to happen right away. I was like, they're going to pull some random stuff that doesn't make sense. That's what it's going to be. And that's what I expect happened in the second movie. So technically I did watch it.
If you watched the first one, you did watch the second one.
Well, but I feel like they tried in the second movie to make up for one of the shortcomings in the first movie, which was like you never really learned about these characters, right? Like nobody had a backstory in the first movie, right? And in the second movie, they tried to like, oh wait, he was in an orphanage, and it's like, where'd that come from?
I just think that was just a way of making him though, because you're going to make her a reincarnated, priestess, and then you're going to make him some eternal guardian.
It was the missing piece of his heart.
The biggest problem was, as was alluded to, is the second movie was basically a remake of the first movie, but not as good. And I was saying to myself as I was watching it, and after I was watching it, if I had seen the first one in theaters in '99, and then had gone 2 years later to watch the second movie, I probably would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Watching them close together, the similarities between them is so glaring and so obvious that it just makes the second one a lot less enjoyable.
I just could not even. I don't even know. Like I stay awake for a while. Like I'm like kind of like a night owl, but like I was like, what is happening? Like I could not do it. It was exactly the same. Oh, I can't.
We did it as a 4-hour block. So yeah, we totally first movie ended.
We at least did it on different nights.
We started again. Like,
I mean, there's so many things in the second movie where now we're gonna see the face that was in sand. Now it'll be in water.
Okay. Yeah, that I thought was very unfortunate.
The bookcases all fell over like dominoes. Oh, now the columns are all gonna fall over like dominoes.
Like mother, like son.
It was just.
He didn't even care about the kid though. Like he can't even pretend like they cared about the kid. Like that just they did not. He was walking around like Indiana Jones.
The kid's missing, but we could just go make another one.
When they're on the bus, and right after the
time while your kid's missing,
right after this horrible stuff all happened, and everybody's still in much danger on the bus. Well, we'll just leave the kid to wander out the back while we snuggle a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just mad they didn't it's the technical things for me, and the details. Like I'm mad they didn't explain how was this girl reincarnated, but in the first movie they were gonna bring her back in her actual body. Like I don't know.
Well, and how was Evie reincarnated, and yet Imhotep didn't recognize her in the first movie?
Yeah.
And why was everybody painted gold?
Right.
And why was everybody painted gold?
I like gold.
It's really funny. I think.
How's your Faja?
I think my favorite perspective is that everything that you guys hated about the second movie is the reason why I love it. Like the entire time, I said that the second movie, the reason I chose them, consecutively, is because the second movie to me is such a identical spin-off of the first. It's like a perfect continuation. Like if you were to read a book, like it's just chapter 2. And because it was so consistent, the characters were consistent, the story was consistent, the continuation was just consistent. I could watch both these movies back to back and it would seem like one movie to me. And that's why I love the second one.
I will argue with that just to say that I felt like the brother was 10 times worse in the second. Like, he was so much more doofusy.
For sure.
He's even dumber in the
I feel
third
like
movie.
his character was consistent. I agree with you about everybody else. Although the guy who was the protector in the second movie, his accent seemed to go in and out sometimes.
That's funny.
He's from Israel. So, playing an Arab is interesting.
And I agree with Eric with the brother. He got a little more doofusy. It's kind of like Mallory on Family Ties. She got dumber every season. And
wow, there's
he did. And then
that's fantastic.
But I liked him. I liked his character, that he was still like partnered up with his sister. He wasn't a bad guy in any way, because sometimes that happens. And then the protector guy, I thought, man, he seems really familiar right now.
He's not a bad guy, but he's willing to risk everyone's life to get some gold.
Yeah.
Right.
And
priorities.
It moved so smoothly into the second one that you, like Richard said, you feel like it's the same movie, but it's years later, and it's hard to remember that, except for the child, who is like this big kid
who's like 10.
Who can do his own thing.
He was 8, and
and it's just
bad.
And as soon as he showed up, I'm like, oh, they got married. Oh, they had a baby. Oh,
it's one of those odd things where there's 2 years between the movies, but 8 years have passed.
Well, 9 years probably, because she wasn't pregnant at the end of the first movie. I don't think.
Right.
So probably 9 years.
Allegedly.
See, that's one thing that I actually enjoyed about this movie was like, I didn't have to deal with like the sappy like love story part of it, like that happened in the first movie. Like, great, they're married and they have a kid. Like, it was a fresh perspective.
Did you miss the part where they were making out on a truck? What sappiness did you not watch? Because I watched all of it both times.
What about his?
I mean, it wasn't them having to meet and have the awkward. Oh, he's kind of a tough guy. Oh, she's kind of sweet. Like that. I didn't have to watch the whole story. Like, it happened. They were married, and there was.
Was it okay? Was the forced kiss okay? I mean, you know how he.
I think most of you should understand this example.
Except the old farts.
So one of Brittany's favorite shows is the Gilmore Girls.
Yes.
Have any of you guys watched the Gilmore Girls? Okay, if you've watched the Gilmore Girls, you could watch 10 episodes of the Gilmore Girls, and it would cover maybe 48 hours of life. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how the Gilmore, like, it is just dialogue after dialogue after detail after detail after dialogue after detail. Now, you guys have noticed just from my movie choices that fantasy is my thing. Fantasy is like, that's my genre. And the thing about fantasy movies, fantasy books, fantasy things is there's just kind of like an acceptance of like what's happening. Like, it's given to you and you just take it because you're excited about it. And like, you know, like, I don't care about the details. Like, I like where this is going, and everybody's like, well, where did this come from, or why is this? We'll go watch the Gilmore Girls because you'll waste 48 hours just getting the details.
That's called male and female. Wade doesn't like detail either.
I like detail, but it has to be detail surrounded by a plot that interests me. My problem with this movie, I do agree with what Richard says, in that the second movie does flow from the first seamlessly.
Sure.
Even though years have passed, I get that. But if it weren't so much a rehash of the first movie, I would enjoy it more. And in fact, I still have 20 minutes to go. I've watched most of the third movie.
Oh, wow.
And the third movie, the directing is worse.
Oh.
The writing is worse.
Oh.
But I still enjoyed it more than the second movie because it's different. It doesn't just rehash the same plot.
Because that's what it did. I agree with that.
I don't know if that's a sales pitch for the third movie or not.
The third movie is more like the first movie. It's in that it's just trying to be dumb fun, whereas the second movie is trying to milk the box office from the first movie, is what it felt like to me.
Right. Well, I mean, the fact that they were able to get this movie out in 2 years.
That is impressive. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Oh,
there
it's a
was no
cash
time
grab.
to come up with a fresh story.
Rebecca, you did. You watched the first one, and then there was a child.
Yeah, you saw the second one.
I really like
Child
like
and Scorpion King and
with Anubis. the dogs, the army of Anubis. I liked the scene when like they off the Scorpion King and all of them just like this big black powdery explosion. Like that was like I thought that was a really cool scene.
That of course a face has to appear out of because that's the motif.
Well, of course, yeah, the face. But I really like that was like actually like I was okay with that CGI. When I saw like The Rock come out, I was like, oh my
I was really in the third movie there's an avalanche. And I was so ready for a face to appear out of the snow, but it hasn't yet.
Spoiler alert, avalanche.
Well, I think the problem with the face was I had no issues with the CGI on the face. It was what the guy was doing while the face was appearing. Could you just make the face in the sand without making that face on your actual face?
It looked like those things that you put your hand in at Spencer's.
Yes. Why does it have to be at Spencer's?
That's where they sell those.
I think they're all over.
And the problem is he was smirky about it too. He was a little smirky.
Well, you do say it was only 2 years, and I think in the CGI is where that rush showed.
Yeah.
I think if they'd had another year to put into the effects, it would have been better.
Especially at the end where where the Oasis was coming.
Yeah.
It looked pretty cheesy.
I said, I don't know how to play this video game.
I told Brittany right it like before we even started the second one. I was like, my biggest complaint about this movie is the lack of quality in the CGI.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, I'm with Adam. Like the Scorpion King CGI was so like they didn't even try. I mean,
it was so bad.
It was bad.
No, it was just awful. It was like someone bought a $20, animation package for their Mac and then produced it.
They like went to the nearest community college and hired some kid.
I think they would have done better.
Yeah,
they would have done better. So, Brittany, you were talking about when
that smirk. He always says that smirk.
And he was so smirky.
When the Scorpion King was defeated, and then the army
here, he's gonna show it. I think.
Yeah, but
it's like 30 seconds or like a minute from now.
Okay, well then I'll wait.
Fire.
How about some
something
fires?
I want to say about it?
Is that Doc
I want
Ock?
to hear what you have to say. I'm listening to you. I promise.
Okay, I know, but I want to wait until we see it so I can.
Oh my
God! Right there.
Go, Brendan.
Where does it go? Shoot him in the heart.
Yeah. No.
Oh, look at that.
This.
Okay, here it is.
Oh man.
Oh no, you gotta show it.
Sorry. Hold on.
What are you doing, Eric? Come on.
I clicked the wrong button. All right, were you looking for this? No, you're not. We're back to this again. Hold on.
No.
Oh yeah, right here.
That's a lot.
This part, when he runs over, when he stabs him,
right there.
When Emo Tap comes over, this part.
No.
And that wasn't CGI.
That
was just bad acting.
You get the idea that the director's direction was, okay, now act.
It literally looks like a high school, like whenever he runs over like that, it
Watch
literally looks
this.
like High School Musical.
This part.
That's so smooth.
Now wait a minute. This would be really awesome, except why are they all hiding and cowering when they thought they were going to attack the other army?
They're cowering from the dust that was just smothering them.
That and there were no footprints from where those things were running.
All right.
Well, yeah.
I just felt like they should have been like, what the
They
heck?
defeated the entire first wave without suffering a single casualty.
To bring it back to Seinfeld, as I like to do, that CGI is still not as good as this CGI right there. If you remember when George had to take himself out of the picture.
Oh my Lord.
There you go.
Wow,
It's about the same, right?
That.
Is that The Rock?
It is.
That is.
Yes.
CGI, The Rock. I mean, it has problems. I mean, I think we all admit this movie might have some problems, but it's not as bad as Velocipaster.
Oh my gosh!
now
playing
Man
on
of the
Amazon.
Claw.
The story of a pastor who has the ability to turn himself into a dinosaur. And from what I've seen, there are actual scenes that they didn't do the special effects and actually just says VFX car on fire.
Someone in my chat said they turned to dust. Same universe as Thanos snap? ?
That means half of them came back.
Oh no!
All right, well, we got to do this before Dan has to leave us. So
I have to go a little early, so let's score.
let's just do the ratings. I'm not playing the thing. Take him around the horn.
We start with Richard again.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna say much on this one because I already said it. It's to me, it's like chapter 2. It's such a smooth continuation of the first movie, which is why I like it. But biggest complaint was the lack of quality in the CGI. They really, really could have done more with that. So this one's gonna get an 85.
Nice.
Don't forget the last one.
What?
I said that's what I gave the last one. It's funny because I think I like this one better, even though there was a lot of things that were like more cheesy about it. Like the CGI was so much worse, and I really didn't care for like the Nefertiti plot line, and like some of the other stuff was super goofy to me. I don't know. I just think I like this one better, so I'm gonna say 88.
Nice.
88.
Wow.
All right, Cody.
I like this one less. I was actually kind of excited because I thought they were going to explain something about the brother, like he was some kind of thing from the past. Whenever the monkey zombie screamed at him and ran away, I thought there was going to be some explanation to that, and then there wasn't. So that was sad. A couple just like little mini plot holes like that frustrated me, not knowing how she resurrected Ed as her, like reincarnated as herself, but then whatever and everything. I give this one a 72.
72. Dave.
Whew, yeah. I could see if I loved the first movie, really loved it, I'd probably like the second movie.
Right.
But because I only liked the first movie, the second one just feels like a far worse version of the first movie. And some of the parts of it just like this is the movie where I learned that ancient Egyptians apparently applaud just like a small crowd at a thank you very much, and just little stupid things like that just bugged me. The fighting gymnastics. I'm used to seeing the pointless flips and cartwheels in fighting, but these were just so blatantly. Let's pause now while I do 3 cartwheels.
Yes. You mean the women?
Really bizarre.
Yeah.
But sexy cartwheels.
Oh, so sexy cartwheels.
That's the whole point.
No, it just didn't work for me. It's a 50.
Wow.
All right. She says, "Wow,"
Again, I still like
and
Brendan
we say
Fraser,
now.
so there's a few things going for it, but yeah.
Yeah. We started this last night, and I said, okay, we have to go to bed because it hurt to watch it anymore. And we watched it. We finished watching it tonight, right beforehand, and they're one of those things. I'm glad they weren't as horrific as I was afraid they might be. But I knew Brendan Fraser wouldn't be too scary, so I was okay with that. But it was really bad. It was so bad. And then when The Rock came on and the CGI, we've all talked about it. It's a thing, yes, I know, but it was so bad. And I used to work at a school where I had guys who were doing CGI stuff a little bit, and it looked better. And they were only doing one little scene, and whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a 68. And I probably could have gone lower, but
okay, I'm going to go with a 70.
Right to the point. All right,
No
Reagan,
explanation
are we
needed.
I wasted no time.
Okay. So I don't hurt anybody's feelings. I just need to just put it out, okay? I understand. Like, I'm not bashing anybody for liking this movie. Like, if you grow up with it or it checks off your boxes, like, of likes, or like you like specific things and this does it for you, like, that's fine. Like, I like so many movies from my childhood that people are like, what? And I'm like, I know, but it's great. Like, I get it. I understand that kind of part of it. So I don't have any opinions towards people liking it. But I had to say that before I gave it this number because I cannot. Like, I am not that person. I do not like it at all. It reminded me of one of those like super terrible like extra Disney movies, like 102 Dalmatians, which I loved as a kid, but it's awful. I tried to watch it again, like in like Little Mermaid 2, which my mom hates, but I really love. Like, there's like, it just reminded me of those like little extra Disney movies that don't make any sense at all. It's just a continuation of like, hey, we have kids now. Like, that's what those Disney movies are. That's what this was to me. I was like, stop. I can't watch this. Like, and then you're all, there's just so many different things we already talked about. Just like, let's make it on a bus and not care about our kid. And then he gets kidnapped. Like, why do you even care? You were just making out, bro. Like, why do you care about your kid right now? Like, you didn't pay attention to him beforehand. Stuff was still going on. It just didn't make any sense. And there's just, I just don't care about like mummies and curses and all this stuff. Like, I'm not a superstitious person. I don't care about that kind of stuff. Like, it just doesn't, I'm not saying anybody is. It's just, that's me. And I just don't. It does not faze me. I'm like, cool, let's open his tomb and run away. Like, that's how I am. Like, I just don't know. It did not, there was nothing to it that could click with me in the first movie. I liked it for a lot different reasons than the story. But this one was just, no. This one is a 30.
Wow, okay. Jeez.
Yeah. No.
All right. Hey, Dan.
Muted Dan.
Oh, muted. Oh my goodness.
Muted.
There. My dogs are barking.
It's a Zoom call from 2020. Go ahead.
I gave. Hi, is this thing on? Hi. Hi, you guys. Can you guys see me? I give the first one a 55 in honor of our 100th episode. I'm going to give this one a 45, so we equal 100. This is a 100 movie. I guess if you put them together, I'm giving it 100. I can agree with Richard on that.
There you go.
I don't know why. I saw this one in the theater too. I should not have rewatched them.
Yeah.
I should not have rewatched them because I did like them, and I don't know what pissed me off about these movies.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Agreed.
I think we're too old.
It's Team Walk with Hair. That's what messed
I'm
it
just
up.
such an old fart.
You guys are saying that, but I'm the youngest. I gave it the worst numbers.
True.
You're an old fart soul.
She is.
Oh,
Adam comes in with an amazing score from Adam. Yeah, that was where it took the final turn. Was the Scorpion King? Adam gives it a 28.
And I neglected to mention opening the cursed chest, and then after you open it, reading the lid to see what the curse is.
She's
an expert. Right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, honestly, everybody said everything already.
Yeah.
And again, I do like some BF, but not this much. I ended up at 45 as well as Dan. So Dan and I were on the same page with this 45. So take that.
Sorry, Richard. We watched them though.
No, you don't have to be sorry. Like I said before, we pick movies because we love them, not because we're trying to get high scores.
And I love that.
I love my movies. I have my thing. Like nobody else has to share that with me.
I still love Somewhere in Time.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that's why I married her and not any of you guys.
Well, and I'm in the same boat where me and my wife really enjoy the Sgt. Pepper movie and still proud.
Don't even bring it up.
So
I think Jen's lying to you, but that's a whole other story.
Well, Jen loves him, so
yeah. She loves you, not that movie.
Oh no, she loves that movie more than me.
No.
Let's not over-sugar-coat it. Okay. So all right, I'm just gonna bring this up quick because I've made a mess of everything. What did I do? Hold on.
Oh no.
You deleted the file.
So unfortunately, we are going straight to the second page for our ratings tonight. But we have a lot of great movies on our second page now. So we ended up with The Mummy at a 73.73. And The Mummy Returns at a 58.
Yes, Somewhere in Time beat it.
There's so many movies bunched up in the mid 70s that I was
beat The Ringer. Wow.
It does beat The Ringer by quite a bit.
I mean, Running Scared was one of my favorite movies growing up. And look where it is.
Right.
and somewhere in time did beat The Mummy Returns, Daniel.
I know. I'm excited.
Right
By
on.
0.3.
You know what? I would watch Somewhere in Time again.
I really would.
I would
think
nap
I would.
Somewhere in Time again. Sure.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There we go. Awesome. All right, Dan, do you have a moment to hang on while
Yes, we
figure
have to
out
figure out
the
what we're
movie?
watching next week, and then I have to bail.
All right, here we go. All right, we are now to the point where we're getting some people have a lot of spaces on the wheel. We'll go through what your last movie choice was. You can let me know if you are going to change your movie choice for the week. We have Adam coming in with Spider-Man No Way Home, Brittany with A Street Cat Named Bob, Dan with Ghostbusters Afterlife, Dave with Knives Out. Let me see, myself. I guess I'm going Hamilton. I don't know. I'm going to change that.
Ooh.
But for now, I'm going with Hamilton.
Hey, you got to take your shot.
It might as well, right? And Richard with Hurricane, Stacy with music and lyrics, Dan's mom, Susan with Don't Look Up, Wade with Jungle Cruise, Rebecca with Last of the Mohicans, Cody with Fury, and
I'm changing mine
with Mean Girls.
I'm changing
mine too.
It'd be weird to watch Jungle Cruise right after these movies.
Yeah.
Awesome, actually. All right, who's changing?
That's what I was thinking about
I'm
changing.
changing.
That,
All right, Reagan, what are you changing your Mean Girls?
I want to change it to this movie called Columbus
Oh,
Is it about the city in Ohio?
in Indiana.
Oh.
But it's only on YouTube, so I'll send the link in the chat if we watch it.
I am also changing mine when you get to me.
And I'm changing mine.
oh my goodness.
I think Wade might change.
You guys are making
yeah, I'll change mine too.
so much
We're
work.
making you earn your money here.
Years after that, if it happened.
You can also just spin if you want, and I'll say what it is.
That's
Doesn't
true.
matter.
That would work.
But it is so much more interesting to know what's on the line. All right, Cody, are you changing?
Yep, I'm gonna put on. Wait, I don't think we've done it before. I gotta make sure we haven't done it before. I was gonna put on School of Rock.
We have not done that.
All
I don't think so.
Okay.
right, so Cody is changing his. All right,
Cody, somebody came from your Twitch.
I know it's true.
that's true. All right, Wade, did you say you were changing yours?
Yeah, I'm going to change it to Hugo.
Ooh, wow, excellent.
Yeah.
Or maybe not excellent. We'll find out. Stacey, are you keeping yours the same?
I am.
I'm changing mine because I want lighter fare next week. I'm changing mine to the Lego movie.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right.
That one's a fave. I got it. I'm ready.
Everything is awesome.
D.
I
Gotti
also
wants
love
to
that
add
song
one.
so much.
Is it my turn yet? Oh wait.
If you plan to be here,
You have to be out. You have to guarantee you'll be here. If you
Well,
want
that
to
is a
win.
very good point. Yeah, absolutely. You
guarantee within your power. You know, if you get hit by a truck, we'll forgive you.
Yeah.
If you're not here, we won't. Yeah.
Who else is changing? Anybody else?
Richard.
Richard.
Yep. Ready for this?
Oh,
I doubt it.
Cowboys and aliens.
what?
What?
Cowboys and aliens.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
That's pretty
we
good.
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Nice. I saw that once.
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 Cody's
All
friend
right.
is gonna try his best not to get fired.
Well,
Okay. Oh,
that sounds like you can add a movie then.
Put your movie in.
Yeah, put your movie in. Anybody else changing their movie?
Drew. It has to be PG-13.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Drew's
It just
13.
can't be X.
He's 13.
Oh, he's 13. Then yeah, it should be.
He'll get one space. So you know, in case you're joining us for the first time, everybody gets a space for every week their movie doesn't get chosen. So a lot of people have 12 or 13 spots on the wheel. Put your one spot in, and you never know. This
Show the wheel.
Velociraptor might.
Velocipaster?
All right, I'm going to show the wheel. Hold on, I'm going to copy all this over.
The wheel looks wild today, I'm sure.
Oh, things are.
Yeah, I did.
Things are out of control here on the wheel. Hold on.
I have
I
one.
might have broken it. Hold on. Let me see what I'm doing. There we go. All right, here comes the wheel.
Here comes the wheel.
Let me see. Here we go. There we go. There's the right button. There's the wheel. Yeah.
Oh, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Well, we gotta wait and see if
Oh yeah, what Drew picks?
Gigodi Are we saying
just call him Drew.
All right, Drew says "oh" and I don't know what genre that is.
He's thinking.
He's thinking. All right, I'm just gonna add his name to the wheel. How about that?
That works.
Yeah.
If you're chosen, you will then. All right, I'm shuffling it.
Spew your movie.
And I'm spinning it. And there we go. There goes the wheel. There goes the wheel. What will happen next? Who knows?
I mean, in all seriousness,
you can barely read it, but that could have been Mean Girls. No, I'm kidding.
Next time.
I'm so disappointed.
I'll have to get that
All
one.
right, so a YouTube video.
Yeah, because so I really love Haley Richardson, and I saw the trailer for this movie, and I was like, oh, I have to watch it. And it was just really, really good. And it's not anything, it's kind of dramatic, but not really. Like, it's not really anything that really picks up. It's just really calm.
What year?
Good. It's like it's 2017.
Okay.
But I've tried to find it DVD, tried to find it Netflix, anything, and I had to watch it on YouTube.
Apparently, it's available on Amazon.
Yeah, it might be. I haven't checked that. I don't have that.
Okay.
But
we do on our TV. Prime.
I looked it up. It didn't come up.
What is this about?
I have to fly, everybody.
Happy 100th episode.
Mm-hmm. Fly safe and
Bye,
prosper.
Dan. Sorry for making you suffer.
Yeah, I didn't suffer. I didn't suffer. It's all for the show, man. It's all for the show.
Dan's a trooper.
You just owe me 4 hours.
So enthusiastic.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh wait, I almost hit the wrong button.
Let's see if I can find. All right, there's
Don't
the
end
end.
Yeah, I don't want to end the show.
It is not rated.
It's probably like PG-13.
But
There's like
it's
some
got John's show in it.
Yeah, it's just really good. I don't know. It's
Now I
just
just want some
very.
White Castle.
It reminds me a little bit of Lost in Translation, except not as creepy.
Well, that doesn't do anything for me because I haven't seen that.
Well, I like the creepy parts of that though.
It is on Prime, but it is
It's
with
not
their
free.
channel. It's Topic. You can rent it for $3.99.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Columbus, Indiana. Okay.
So this seems like a movie that was played at a lot of like art festivals.
Yeah,
it looks like a Sundance film.
It's gonna be a very classy week for us next week.
Yeah.
We review our art house film.
It's very.
You're saying it's
not
an Adam
really
film.
slow either, but it feels like it would be slow, but it's not. I don't know. I just really loved it. I watched it one night, and I was just like, "This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life."
My goodness.
She says that a lot.
No, but like, it's so good. It's
John
just
Cho gets
so
trapped in a room
relaxing.
with Brie Larson.
It's an hour
Yeah.
and 44 minutes. So how bad can it be?
How long is
It's
it?
an hour and 40 minutes.
That's not bad.
It's really good.
Well, I'm excited. That'll be different. That'll be fun.
I mean, it has a Korean guy in it, so it's got to be good.
Okay.
K-pop film, yeah.
Well, Reagan, it's been quite a while since you've gotten a choice. I'm glad you joined us tonight. And we're able to get your movie choice in.
And we know we'll see her next week too.
Yeah, I'll be here next week, and then I won't be here for the rest of the summer.
Okay.
Oh, well, it's a good thing you got your movie in now. Then
She'll be off surfing.
all right.
No,
Well, let's
she's
talk
actually
about
gonna
what
be
else
on
you've been
Mountain.
watching.
Ooh.
Let's see what else people have been watching. All right, crazy week. I don't know. I don't think I watched much. But anybody have you? Has anybody been out?
No,
in the
I
world?
just
My
watched
son went
Annabelle
and saw
Draft,
the
that's
Nicolas Cage movie and said it was excellent. But I have not gotten to see that yet.
Yeah, that's on my short list.
Yeah, I have a list of things that I'm supposed to be watching. I've not caught up on Moon Knight, so I'm 2 episodes behind on Moon Knight. Which
Well, the
means-
finale
All
airs on
episodes
Wednesday.
behind on Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Don't say a thing.
No, I won't say a thing. I don't know anything to say anything. I've only watched the first 3 episodes. So yeah,
I watched a I love British TV. I know Dan was a little bit annoyed by that, but I do. And I found a new show. It was just 6 episodes. It was called The Trouble with Molly Cole
Maggie.
and Maggie Cole. Sorry.
Well, that's the trouble with Maggie Cole. That's not her name.
No,
That's the trouble.
Come on.
So, and it was really good. We enjoyed it. We thought it was put together well, and
Yeah.
I did, I guess. But
I thought it was great. Okay.
and Reagan, who is particular, liked it too. So that's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, she is particular.
Yeah. So that was on PBS Masterpiece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't watch PBS. I watch the cartoon.
It's for fancy people.
It's for people who don't want to pay for cable.
Ah.
Curious George is on there. What a guy.
Nice. Peppa Pig? No.
That's that
I don't watch Peppa Pig. I don't watch that.
So in it, we found out that French word caillou is actually what, pebbles?
It means the word it's pebble.
That kid's got issues.
Yeah.
That kid's got problems. No, we
Reagan,
watching that for entertainment. Somebody
all
needs
three.
to help that kid.
All three of our kids, I'd put that on the whole half hour. I had a half hour. All three of them love Caillou.
I still have the Christmas DVD. I watch it every Christmas.
Oh.
My
You
sister
broke
gets
it.
mad because I put it on up
Train
here.
wreck of a family.
She's mad.
So, Stacy, when you were watching The Mummy Returns, whenever they would mention the city of Karnak, did you automatically think of Karnak the Magnificent?
Yep.
Yeah, I did.
I knew it was familiar. I just wasn't sure why.
Yeah,
Now
Johnny
I know.
Carson with Karnak the Magnificent.
Those were pretty funny.
Richard and I went yesterday to the Warner in Erie, and they had the Philharmonic, so they played A New Hope on the big screen, but then the Philharmonic did the score for the entire movie.
Oh, yeah?
Was John Williams there?
Huh?
Was John Williams there?
No.
No, because he was in Pittsburgh last week, and I thought maybe he came up and did that. That'd be cool.
It
Denise
was
Williams was there.
spectacular.
For the boy.
There was some times where like they were so in sync with the movie, like you forgot there was an orchestra because like
That's
you're
so
watching
cool.
the movie and like it was so good, and then I like looked down and I'm like, oh wait, there's people playing this like right now in front of me, like it's not.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I have chills. That's cool.
It was really cool, and they're gonna do the Empire Strikes Back next year, so we're like super.
I'll be
excited.
there.
November.
Was it full?
I think this
It was
November.
packed. This
Sold
was
out.
the second weekend. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Sold out.
So you could still hear the dialogue from the movie, but all the music was being played.
yeah. But any of like the background stuff, they did like the big scores, but then even just like the little, like not like sound effects, but like the little.
They opened it. They opened the movie, and the orchestra played the 20th Century Fox theme.
And everybody was like laughing. It was so cool. It was
That's
so
awesome.
much fun.
Oh, that's
We'll have to
awesome.
watch
Cantina
that.
would have been fun.
Yeah, so that was fun. We said it would be really cool at some point if they did Harry Potter, just because that score.
They have.
Yeah.
Have they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know where and when. But I've heard of. That's what I was thinking, that they've done Harry Potter, and I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
the score would be really cool. But it was neat because like I've seen Star Wars, but it was just a whole different experience watching the orchestra do it and like hearing that and like
Isn't that the one with Harrison Ford walking around?
Huh?
Yeah, that's one of them.
They did have. There was like
Same
Darth
movie.
Vader and some stormtroopers and
I'm sorry.
a couple of other people. So that was kind of fun, and you could like get pictures and stuff with them. But
That's really cool.
it was really cool.
That's
I'll
much
send them
cooler
in
than
the
anything
chat
I did
here.
this
You
week.
can pull
That
it
is
up.
so much cooler than anything I did all week.
Yeah,
I know, right?
same.
Yeah,
and-
so whenever I work at 6 a.m. and I had 2 6 a.m.s this week, I go see movies, whether it's by myself or with my brother or my friend or something. And on Tuesday we went to see Sonic. Me and my brother did because we played Sonic growing up and we watched the show whenever we were kids and stuff. Sonic X, like we liked it. It was really bad. Like I just
What? I heard it did so well.
Okay, so my brother, I haven't played Sonic in a long time, and I haven't watched Sonic in a long time. So I forget all of like the little like small parts about it. I understand Eggman, I understand Chaos Emeralds, I understand all that stuff. And I know Knuckles. Knuckles is my favorite, but that was it. So we get in the car, and he's like, "It was great because this specific video game thing and this specific video game thing." And I was like, "I work at Home Depot. Like that's how I felt." I was like, "What are you telling me?" Like I just did not understand it.
But how amazingly brilliant was the movie poster? I'm sorry.
Right.
You know, the movie poster from that's all I really know about it. The movie poster where they totally recreated the video game cover from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I thought was just that's awesome, right?
I've heard nothing but good stuff about it.
Cute.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wait. Oh, Adam said it was awesome.
See, I liked it. I enjoyed it because I like Sonic, but that was kind of it. But it also didn't help. We went to see it at like 4:00, and I worked at 6 a.m. So I was up like 12 hours before that. So I was like, wow, like it just did not go in my head.
How did you think it compared to the first movie?
It was a little bit lower than the first movie, I think. But I saw Sonic, the first one, right whenever I saw Detective Pikachu, and I'm not a Pokemon person, but I liked Detective Pikachu a lot better than I liked Sonic, and it made me really sad because I love Sonic, but it was just really good. I don't know, it just didn't catch me. I think for some reason Sonic doesn't. I don't know.
Maybe that's the problem.
It was sad. I love Sonic though.
I have not seen the new dress.
All right, I have an unboxing. I know how excited you guys are. Look at this, something you don't get to see very often.
All right, I'm staying for the unboxing, and then I gotta go.
All right, we'll do that.
I did wonder in The Mummy Returns when Brendan Fraser says, "Now I'm a believer," if that was a Monkeys reference.
It could have been. I almost did an unboxing of a Monkeys purchase recently. I'll show you that if you're interested. But this is the official unboxing, and I should have prepped before the show. I didn't realize how difficult this was going to be to open.
Dave, the monkeys reminded me of Gremlins.
What? Oh, those monkeys.
Movie.
Not the real monkeys.
You're right. The monkeys were very Gremlin-esque.
Yeah.
You were 100% around that. I did think that when they were on.
Well, I think they were pygmies. They weren't monkeys.
Yeah, they were pygmies is what they called them. Yeah.
Well, they were gremlins.
They were actually just
don't feed them after midnight.
Yeah.
Rip off gremlins. All right, I think I've almost got this. This is not going to be on YouTube because nobody wants to watch it. I need a knife. There we go.
He wants to watch Eric injure himself opening mail.
I know. Wouldn't this be a problem? It's not just mail. I just got a letter. I just got a letter. I just got a letter. So as I mentioned, Record Store Day was last a couple weekends ago. And so I placed an order from Spin Me Round Records in Easton, PA.
I bet you it's Olivia Rodrigo.
Two of the releases from Record Store Day. Not the limited edition Taylor Swift that nobody could find, but two that caught my eye. One was Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Their only acoustic album recorded. It's got 8 tracks on it, including Bad Reputation and I Hate Myself for Loving You, done acoustically.
Bad Reputation is my favorite song of hers.
No,
I love those two. Both of them are good.
That would be kind of cool. And then, as you can imagine, what prompted the order in the first place?
Olivia Rodrigo.
So much worse. It is the Debbie Gibson, Joey McIntyre.
Oh my gosh!
Of Lost in Your Eyes picture disc. And whoa! Look at that one. Look at there. There she is doing a song called "Me Not Loving You." Stripped. Now I don't know if it's a stripped version or if it's me not loving you while I'm stripped. I don't know. I've never heard this song.
English is such an ambiguous language.
It is very hard to know. But if you're a huge, there it is. Look at that picture disc. So probably the last Debbie Gibson picture disc I will ever own. Because
he says
almost sold out. So act now.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So I don't know if the person in my chat is joking or not. I'm waiting to find out. But they said, "What kind of CD is that? That crap is huge."
Hope we have another.
I really hope they're joking.
You're gonna have to do a 5-timer soon if this keeps up.
All right.
That is not fitting in any car.
All right. So I will not. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll be willing to share the cost of this. If you're interested. So I splurged on a little something special. Oh my God! Look at the baby.
Yeah, we are. We are.
We're not paying any attention to you, Eric.
That's so adorable.
That's my niece.
Oh my goodness! That's so much cuteness.
Cody.
That's so much cuteness.
Then, Cody.
That is, and you spent a lot more on that than I spent on what I'm about to show you now. which
She's
is
been watching Blues.
Oh,
What is it?
That's the one I don't have.
this is the Blu-ray release of the Complete Monkey series.
Wow.
Right? It's a ridiculously huge box set.
Oh man,
For one CD.
That
those
comes
shows are
with
so funny. I can sit and
For a
watch
show
them.
that lasted very short time.
2 years, 2 seasons. So it comes with a 45 of a song that nobody knows, except for true Monkey fans.
What is
Star
it?
Collector and Going Down on a 45. And a collection of Blu-ray discs. And featuring but all the series are on here. Every special's on here. The movie Head is on here. It's a complete monkey videography.
Very cool.
Yeah, they
We
did
do like
a
watching
release of it, and I missed it, and then they reprinted them into the second release.
Did it come with a stocking cap?
Hmm?
It should have come with a
It
stocking
would be awesome if it came with a wool hat. That would be amazing. So how is the baby? How are things in Babyland?
I'm out, y'all.
Bye,
Oh,
Cody.
Cody.
Later.
Ooh.
She's doing much better. As you can see, she's smiling and laughing, and yeah, she's doing a lot better. So
That's awesome.
I'll bring her up. There it is. There we go. Oh,
Turn you around.
You bring her on 4 more times, and Eric will have to make an intro for her.
we'll have
No,
to
she's
make
been
her
on
own
twice.
intro.
Twice. Oh, that'll be 3 more then.
Oh.
Hey, girly.
people looking at you
Keyboard.
Hey, girly.
on my computer.
What you doing, baby?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's all cute.
Cute overload.
Hi, baby.
She's
break
looking at
the
herself
internet.
on the PC. Yeah.
Oh, that's too cute. She's like, "Where's my gaming chair?"
Exactly.
You guys all get gaming chairs.
I gotta show you guys this. This is crazy. Oh, unfortunately, not movie related or anything.
That's all right.
It's
But
what you've been
It's the
watching.
post show wind down.
it is what I've been watching because. So check these out. Right? What do you think?
Uh-oh.
These are Bluetooth smart glasses. They have speakers built into them, and they connect to my phone via Bluetooth or my computer. And I'm playing music already. And so I've been able to put these on and watch a video with the audio playing into my ears, but my ears totally open. So today I was at work. I was wearing these, watching a video during my lunch break, and my boss could still ask me a question, and I could hear him and have a conversation all at the same time. How cool are those?
I
You
would
can-
still have to mute them.
You can phone out meetings. No one would know.
Who makes those?
Razor.
So these are the ones
Tony
from
Stark.
Razer. Bose also makes a set.
I knew Bose had a
So the
set.
Bose pair are $250. These ones are normally $200, and they went on sale yesterday at Best Buy for $60.
Whoa,
Really?
great.
And they have sunglass lenses.
Oh
so
yeah,
like,
and you
wear
can
'em
swap
outside.
the lenses. Those were the
Oh, yeah.
blue light lenses, so I can wear them while I'm on the computer, and then you pop the lenses out and put sunglass lenses in.
Nice. Do they make them in readers? No, I'm kidding. For the old farts. Who might need those. That's awesome. I was wondering if they were prescription.
See, I need prescription. I don't need readers. I need for distance. Because I put these on to see you guys, and I can't really. I'm. Ugh.
I know, eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
And you've always had issues with your eyes.
I mean, just one of them. One at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's exciting too. That's a good for $60. That's an excellent purchase.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah. So anybody else? Anything to share for the good of the order?
I did watch a really bad movie just because I had saved it on my Netflix list back when it first came out before I realized how bad it was, and finally decided to watch it, which is the Octavia Spencer, Melissa McCarthy Thunder Force.
Oh.
Oh no.
Wretched. Oh, is it awful?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It is absolutely awful.
Oh.
I barely made it to the end.
We've been watching my 14-year-old. Okay, so this is really obscure. So I mentioned before that I really like G4, the network G4, which nobody watches, nobody gets. It has a terrible show on there called Attack of the Show that my 14-year-old has really fallen in love with as well as I have. And so the two of us watch this, and my wife just shakes her head a lot. So we've been watching a lot of this childish behavior, which is super fun. It's all about video games and really weird internet clips. But it's amusing. You know, I don't know. I can't imagine it'll be around for long. They joke a lot about having no money and no budget. So you have to wonder. Yeah. But you know, and it's enjoyable while it lasts. So good bonding experience.
Hey, Eric, where did you say you found Selfie?
So Hulu, it said it was on.
See, I could not find it there.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. Do you have like a special Hulu, like where you pay, where it's like there's more? You know what I mean?
Like a premiere.
Like a Hulu Plus.
Yeah.
Hulu. Yeah. I'll take a look again and let you know.
Okay.
You know,
we tried.
I'll do some research. It was enjoyable. I mean, it's only 13 episodes. It was really enjoyable.
John chose him that. He's in Columbus too.
I would watch that again.
Yeah.
You know, just because it's 13 episodes, you could. That's it.
Yep.
That could be just a full Saturday.
Yeah. I think I only watched like 6 episodes, but I loved it so much.
Yeah. We got through it in 2 nights.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. So
one.
Excellent. Well, yeah, I think we're good. I have no idea if there'll be a Clutch Radio on Saturday. Dan's not here to tell us. We don't care.
There wasn't last week, so hopefully
I
this
know
week.
it's so disappointing, but they're busy guys. So
Columbus.
Established, is this movie actually on YouTube for real? For real?
Yeah. Hold on. I'll send it in there real fast.
All right.
That's how I had to watch it, and then I can't say how I found it on live stream. So you catch my drift. Hold on a second.
Yeah, we get it.
Oh yeah, we got you. Actually, it looks like if you just Google YouTube Columbus movie, it's the second link that comes up.
Yeah, I just put it in here, and I can put it in the one on Facebook too.
Yeah, that'd be great. But no, it looks like the whole thing is right here.
It was really good.
You know, it'll be our first YouTube movie. That'll be exciting. But also available elsewhere. That's exciting. Exciting. It's something new.
It definitely is. I don't need to say like straight up, like it's not going to be.
So there's no car chasers or explosions.
No, none of that.
I thought it was Michael Bay.
It's
Michael Bay, Columbus.
It's just a calm movie, and it's not super dramatic. It's like got heavy themes to it, but it's not like over the top. It's just like a nice, chill, relaxing movie. I just really love it a lot.
Then halfway through, she transforms into a giant robot.
Yeah.
So I think she's a gold robot.
Yeah.
that towers over the city
of Columbus, Indiana. Yep.
Columbus Prime.
Looking for the Krispy Kreme.
Then John
that was
what it's about, I think.
Oh boy.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, here's all right. So Jacob,
Make my baby grow.
Where's Dan? Dan was here. Dan had to leave. And Adam says definitely not an Adam movie. I don't know, Adam. You know,
probably not.
It's probably not, but
you might.
It'll be better than the
never
Mummy
know.
Returns. Don't worry.
You never know.
You know. So awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining.
Mummy Returns for Adam.
Yeah.
So watch Columbus on YouTube, which is as free as it can get.
And it's Monday again, right?
It is Monday again. That will be May 9th. Yeah, it'll be awesome. And we look forward to seeing you then.
Sounds great.
I'm going to find the button. I'm all alone now. Here we go. All right, here we are. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next Monday.
Night.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.